we're going to talk flipping right now. I grew up in Northern California. The founder of flipping in my backyard, D. Thomas. See that old dude right there? He is the crotchetiest, what's the cantankerous? What's the word? Cantankerous. He's an honorary something. But I love him to death. D. Thomas, the godfather of flipping. He pioneered it in the California Delta. And that's where I learned. I learned how to flip from him on Clear Lake in the California Delta, and he whooped my tail. I gotta tell you this. It's like, there's a story on the Delta, and I remember we're down in a slough, and it's got this like little island going down the middle. They call them berms. And I pull up, I fish one side, and I hear somebody on the other side of it, and it's D. Can they get to? Boy, what are you doing over there, man? And right then, I just started shaking. I'm like, oh man, D's. And he's like, he got into my head in about 30 seconds. And I felt so awkward about even fishing near him that I had to leave and screwed the rest of my day up. But he was so good at playing mind games like that. And so he traumatized me as well as everybody else on the West Coast for a long time. But I got to give props to him, and still, I love D for bringing a technique to the sport of bass fishing that it really, I mean, if you think about what has been done with the flipping technique, I don't know if there's one single technique, maybe other than cranking, that has won as much money or has caught as many fish around the world as flipping. This is pitching. This, I am smooth as silk, sometimes. Anyways, it blows my mind. I watch guys, professionals on tour, superstars, and I watch them like, you fish like an idiot. They were so inefficient. I'm like, I watched some shows last week, I'm like, oh my God, I just want to kick you, or something. Is because they switch hands. Switch hands. Ah! Why? Look. Oh, boom. Hey, I'm ready. If you're going to pitch, and I wish I could do this with a flipping stick. I can pitch wherever I want, and I am engaged, locked, as soon as that bait hits the water. So if you're right-handed or left-handed, if you're right-handed, you want to pitch right-handed, use a left-handed reel. So, but you can see how efficient that is. I'm not switching, I'm not doing anything. Boom. We're gonna have a conversation. Hi, how y'all doing? Yeah. That wasted, because when you go from here to here, and that fish goes dunk, and you're going, oh bleep, and then all of a sudden it turns into a train wreck. So go home and practice. I'm telling you, right, that's the simplest little tip. If you don't do that now, if you don't pitch with the opposite hand, which is the pitching technique is the most daily commonly used technique we're going to use for flipping and pitching. So go back home, do that. All right. Ooh, that's cables. I won't mess with those. The versatility of flipping comes from not just bait selections. Because, all right, we got a jig. Oh yeah, I can fish a crawdad, bluegill, shad. Jig's a jig, flipping a jig. Okay, we can flip tubes, we can flip pit boss, we can flip finesse worms, we can flip whatever we want. The versatility starts coming into play as far as the presentations and the setups. All right, so this rod right here, this to me is like the ultimate flipping stick ever made. And D. Thomas came out with the first 8-foot flipping stick. And this is not for everybody. There's a gentleman right here. He's got one, he'll sell you. It's collecting dust in his garage. But you know, it's not for everybody. It's 8 feet. So if you're vertically challenged and you have a hard time swinging an 8-foot rod for pitching, yeah, it may not work for you. But I will tell you that the advantage of an 8-foot rod is when I stick one, I have more power control over a fish than I've ever had with a 7.5 foot pitching stick, flipping stick, whatever you want to call them. The difference of 6 inches on a flipping stick is huge. So when I flip a jig in there, and if you're, I'm out here, may not be the best place. You go to Kentucky Lake, you go to, I don't know, Okeechobee, you're flipping plastics, you're flipping jigs, creature baits into the bushes. When I go to crack one, I'm cracking his head. Now that sounds mean, but I'm like, I want him out of there. So that 8 foot rod, when I go, whop, I just got that much more rod, more leverage to pull that fish and move him and get him out of there. So, but if I'm going to out here in the river,
Welcome to Bass University TV, an online video training course where you'll learn champion bass fishing techniques from pro anglers Pete Glusek, Mike Iaconelli, and their talented special guests. From on the water to in the classroom, you'll learn sound techniques and strong fundamental bass fishing skills. Watch hours of video content on multiple topics at your own pace for a low monthly fee. Cancel at any time. Information is power in the sport of fishing, so learn from the very best. Subscribe to Bass University TV today.